face-offs in that period, and when you're in hammer and tongs, as these two teams are now, with Kelly Rudy preparing for the second period to our right, any advantage will be significant in the eventual outcome. Andy Van Hellemond out of Winnipeg, 12 years as a referee in the league, out there with veteran John D'Amico and Bob Hodges. Kelly Lindbergh doing a little manicuring of the crease. That scraping is to give them firm gripping on the skates so they can move and kick without actually, it sounds funny since you're playing a game, without worrying about slipping. All right, Zezel is out, along with Propp on the right, Kerr now on the left in an interesting maneuver with Howe and Crossman in the Islanders counter, with Keller, Janssen as the other forward, Pearson and Potvin as the Flyers have 1:22 remaining on the penalty to Roger Kortko. And the Islanders, who have only given up 7 power play goals and 49 shorts, and have allowed the Flyers only 3 out of 20, have done it by tying up the Flyers and coming out of the zone. Now Howe penetrates the Islander line, swings to the right, around to the near side. Zezel has it to the point. Now they've got it set up to Crossman. Back to Zezel. Zezel into the slot, and Howe had dropped back, and the only one there was Janssen coming against Crossman at the Flyer line. Zigzags to the right. Now has nowhere to go, and backhands it behind the Philadelphia net with just 50 seconds remaining on the advantage. Every advantage given you in these games right now, you must use to your advantage. Now off ice, Keller took a bump at Bergen, spun him off, but Crossman penetrates, got Bergen at the point, goes into the corner, around behind the net, centers. It bounces out through Kerr. Howe with a drive, and that caught a rolling puck and went in equally on the dribble, and Rudy ate it up with just 29 seconds remaining on the Kortko penalty. Kelly Rudy. His first start was Game 2 of the playoffs at Washington, and he held a cap to 1 goal going into double overtime, and then was beaten 2-1. Grabbed that little dribbler by Howe, and he was the victim of a 3-0 shutout here in Game 1 of this series opener, and played the third period on Tuesday, held the Flyers scoreless, and the full game Thursday, allowed them 2 goals. 29 seconds on the power play. Bergen, Propp, Kerr, Howe, and Crossman. The Islanders take it. Morrow behind the net is bumped off the puck. Flyers get it back to Crossman. Screen drive, just wide of the shot. Kerr with a rebound, shot by Propp. Oh, and Kerr had the whole open net. As a Carandome, and he missed and hit the post. That's the one opportunity you didn't want to miss. Buck kicks back to the right side. Crossman has a man behind the net. Now he waits for Bergen to pick up the point position. Bergen does. Coming out of that corner is Propp. In front has Crossman with a backhander. Fired it wide to the long side over Rudy's right shoulder. Penalty is over. Out come the Islanders. Man in front. Crossman is shot. Rebound, and it tipped wide. Is that one on the shot? And it was a great opportunity as he was left alone in front. I believe hit Rudy in the face mask. Now the Flyers penetrate. They work down that right side. Kerr trying to get past Morrow. Shovels it off the side of the Islander net. Ricochets to the near corner. And New York Bossy up through to Brent Sutter at center ice with Nystrom on his right. Tries to go into the zone. He's knocked down as Tonelli took Propp off his skates, and Marsh leads the charge back for Philadelphia. His shot off the skate of Boudelier and up into the end states. 1:56 gone. Scoreless second period. Flyers nothing and Islanders nothing.
Boy, I'll tell you, that's probably the best power play opportunity the Flyers have had throughout this series. They had an awful lot of good scoring opportunities, but a good shot. Rudy, as we mentioned about those end boards, Tim Kerr hit the post, but then as he was falling to the ice, Brian Propp's backhand shot hit Rudy on the inside of the pad and went to the corner. The Flyers had 2 glorious opportunities to put the first score on the board.
LaFontaine is out with Gillies and Nystrom against the Flyers. Derek Smith-Brown and Murray Craven. Flyer defense, Marsh and McCrimmon. And for the Islanders, it's Dineen and Janssen. Flyers slip in. Rudy with that left glove. Dumps it behind, and the Islanders outlet off Nystrom's stick. Marsh gambles to keep it in and does from the blue line, clipping it behind the Islander goal line. Dineen up on the far side, and Nystrom should have an outlet, but fires it behind LaFontaine. Flyers take it off. Brown tries to go in deep, but Janssen picks it off and gets it off to Gillies and through to LaFontaine with Nystrom. Coming against McCrimmon, who falls. Well, it's a good thing because Nystrom was offside. Not that McCrimmon fell, but that Nystrom was offside because McCrimmon lost his skates, and LaFontaine had the alley right up the middle.
Well, he certainly did. As we take a look at Gordon Dineen, I keep referring to him as Peter Dineen throughout the game in New York, but Peter's Gordon's older brother that played with Hershey this year. He also has a younger brother, Kevin Dineen, who's playing for Team Canada over in the World Championships.
Flyers from Marsh gets it up to center ice, broken down by LaFontaine, flipped into the Philadelphia zone. Gillies there, and a nice poke check by Crossman takes it to center, and Gillies just takes it and turns it right back in. Obviously, it was an offside.
They're trying to sneak it in there. They think, oh, maybe I can get it in there without that linesman.
In the blue line.
Yeah, but you don't fool those linesmen out there too often. Mike Keenan supporting a scar down the right cheek. He got it while he was canoeing. The time between the game Thursday night in Long Island and the game here. A lot of Flyer fans, and of course, everybody becoming very, very much a hockey fan, especially in the Stanley Cup playoffs.
One thing this type of game has done, and whether it was in the grand design of the Islanders, by the closeness of it and the tight checking, they've kept the Flyers fans from really getting worked up. Carson, Pocket, and Ron Sutter, along with McCrimmon and Howe, going against Potvin and Stefan Pearson, and up front, they have Bossy with Trottier and Bobby Bourne. Pearson behind the net, right out in front in a careless play. And the Islanders have a breaking man at center. Bossy one-on-one with Howe. Howe took it off the skates and then shoved Bossy off. They get it up to Trottier on the near side to the point. There's a play almost in front of Trottier, and the Flyers, as they were hanging, drilled it all the way down the ice. It'll carry him to the right side of Rudy over the goal line, and Pearson touches up for the icing. But that looked treacherous for a moment.
One thing that happens, the longer this game goes, and a low-scoring one or a tie game is probably works more in the Islanders' favor. They're doing a superb job of checking right now, and if you'd really watch closely, after the Flyers get one shot on goal, there's nobody there to get a rebound because the defensemen, such as Stefan Pearson and the rest of the crew out there, are moving the Flyers off to the side. They're allowing them the first shot, but they're not giving them the rebound.
A lot of line strategy here now as Kortko comes out with Keller and Ellinger. The Flyers go with Patterson, Sinisalo, and Peter Zezel with Crossman and Marsh. Defensive left circle face-off Philadelphia. 3:06 gone the second period. Our game is scoreless. Penalties 3-2 to the Island. Shots 14-11 Philadelphia. John D'Amico drops the puck. Flyers scooted to the goal line behind Lindbergh, where it's played by Marsh up the center ice. No control Philadelphia. The Islanders give it right away to Philadelphia. Zezel through off Sinisalo, and the Islanders will turn back the other way. Keller tries to work inside Marsh. Philadelphia breaks that up, and turning back at his line, we get a challenge at center ice, and we're going to have an Islander penalty. And it's going to be for pulling down Peter Zezel. Flyers' second power play coming up. Boudelier goes off. No score in the game.
Well, it'll be the Flyers' second power play opportunity as Boudelier in trying to slow down Peter Zezel. Ilka Sinisalo, and I don't blame him. Boy, Sinisalo had a step on him, and he has great speed, but he held on to him too much. Sinisalo helped things out as well by going and falling to the ice. So the penalty to Boudelier comes at 3:28 of this second period. The Flyers on their second power play.
Play opportunities the Flyers are getting right now, you've got to capitalize on them. You've got to put something up on the scoreboard, because sooner or later the Islanders are going to have their whack at it. Right now it's scoreless, so these power play opportunities are big.
Islanders now 4 of the game, 6 penalties. Boudelier with 16 minutes on the playoff year. Flyers are just 3 for 21 against New York on the advantage. They wheel it around. Pearson takes it to Tonelli. Tries to come out with it. Blocked behind the net by Howe. Howe looks. Couldn't control it. Now picks it up on the near side. Has trouble at the blue line. It's cut off, and it's taken off by the Islanders. They get it up to Tonelli, and they've got a 2-on-1 with Brent Sutter. There's the pass to Brent Sutter. A little chipper, and it goes wide of the net. As there's a play by Tonelli trying to come in front. He was bumped off, and the Flyers get it up the middle of the ice. Drop with Bergen and Kerr. The Islanders quickly get back. Flyers working, looking, top of the right circle into the corner. Bergen in front, and Kerr missed. McCrimmon with a shot, and not much on it, and it's off the stick of Rudy into the near seats. And again, hearts start thumping with 1:17 remaining on the Boutelier penalty. 4:11 gone, second period, game scoreless.
That chance by McCrimmon, the alley was wide open, and Rudy was able to see it all the way.
Certainly was, but McCrimmon had to slow up a bit. But Kerr just missed that centering pass, which allowed McCrimmon to get that shot away. Now the puck was coming off the boards. McCrimmon wanted to make sure he got the puck. He didn't want to take a real wild swing at it in case it bounced over his stick and produce an Islander breakout. So he just took a little off of it, and in doing so, he allowed Rudy to get back and make the save rather.
First and a sallow. Along with Zezel, it kicks back to McCrimmon on the near side. And Trottier, using his strength, fights off the check and gets it to center ice. Bourne putting pressure on. Now Zezel retreats in deep. Gets it to the near side. Flyers are lollygagging passes, and the Islanders are swooping in and keeping them tied up. Now with a minute remaining on the advantage, Flyers go to the left wing at center ice. Into the zone, and Bourne takes it off, trying to get it out, and does up the ice as Lindbergh will come out between his circles to play it to McCrimmon. Now through, they get past the first unit. Over the line on the right side goes Zezel. Hash marks right circle. Back to the point. McCrimmon back to Zezel. Hash marks. Holds up the boards. Holds. The Islanders really tightening up now. Flyers in front. Pop a short sider. And Rudy covered the post on that as it's kicked off and wound up on the near side. McCrimmon will cut it off. Back to Zezel. Blocks at the hash marks right circle. Comes out into the circle. Drive, save, and kicks right back to Zezel. Zezel clears fairly to the point. He gets it back from McCrimmon at the right circle. Cross ice pass. And again, Kerr took a whack at it. Against it, bounced past him. And again, the Flyers get it behind the net. They wheel to the near side, Zezel. In front. Tipped by Kerr. And he couldn't get it through with enough momentum. 4 seconds left on the Islander disadvantage. And there still is no score.
Well, I'll tell you, they've been just storming that net. And Kerr and Morrow are wrestling in front again. They had a set to in the first game at New York, and they've carried on a semi-feud throughout the last two. But they're going to the net better in this period, and they're really trying to pick up on that. Kerr made a nice job of deflecting that puck, but Kelly Rudy, in that butterfly style, was able to stop it and cover up in the rebound. But again, the Flyers charging that net. That's something they did very, very well in the first 3 games, which produced them 3 victories. The Islanders tightened up in that area, won the 3rd, 4th game, and they've kept the team scoreless here in the 5th game.
Bergen, Kerr, Kropp, McCrimmon, and Howe. Flyers have to be careful because Boutelier probably will come back over the red line, and he's a dangerous man behind the Flyer defense at center ice when he comes out of the box. Brent Sutter against Todd Bergen. Flyers get it. McCrimmon will look to the near circle of Propp. Loses it in the corner. Tied up as the penalty is over. Boutelier's out. The Islanders get the stoppage of play. They've killed the penalty, and the Flyers go 0 for 2 on the advantage. They are just 3 for 22 in the 5 games plus.
Oh, that's really an awesome statistic. Although, you know, their power play has, throughout the playoffs, including against the Rangers, have been fairly close to their season average at 21.6%. Dennis Potvin has really become a major contributor to the Islanders' success over the last game and the first period here tonight.
Kerr, Zezel, and Craven for Philadelphia. McCrimmon and Howe. And the Islanders go Potvin and Pearson. Finelli left, Bossy right, centered by Brent Sutter. Zezel against Brent Sutter. Offensive right circle face-off. At the feet, up the grab. They get it back to the point. McCrimmon a screener. It went wide. And there's Bossy flying up as the Flyers get 3 men caught back. Islanders 3-on-2. Over the line, Bossy up the middle. Left wing, man in front. Shot just off the outer pad of Lindbergh with Trottier in the slot trying to get a piece of it, and the Flyers ice it. And the Islanders, after 5 minutes and 53 seconds, get their first shot of the second period, which remains the title game scoreless.
Sometimes you like to gamble and get all 3 forwards caught up ice. A lot of times a club can break out on you 3-2 and make that one pretty play, and that's exactly what the Islanders did. And I'm sure that the Flyers would like to send the forecheckers in, but you always want to have that one man back. Mike Bossy, what a record. 82 goals, 70 assists, and 120 games in the Stanley Cup playoffs for a total of 152 points. I think those stats say it all about Bossy in clutch situations.
He's also their leading scorer this season in the playoffs with 11 points in 9 games, 5 of those goals.
Fontaine with Bossy and Gillies. Defensively, Jonsson with Deneen, and the Flyers go McCrimmon and Howe. They get the draw. Howe sneaks it around to the near side, away from Bossy, and start up at center ice. Bossy harassing him from behind, but Howe makes the line. Tries to go through. The Islanders break it up, but don't get the puck out. Flyers roll it into the corner. It goes back by the Islanders. They have a 2-on-1 if they want it. A 3-on-1 as Howe got caught. Up the middle, Bossy over the line, but offside on his left. Over ice to Thomas Jonsson.
That was a bad play by Jonsson, forcing the play like that on Bossy, where he really didn't have control of the puck.
Also a good play on the part of Mark Howe to get back there, as he was caught, as Gene mentioned, but he got back and it was kept on harassing Bossy, so he couldn't get good control of that puck. Thomas Jonsson. They use him at forward, and they're killing penalties a lot. He's another one of the players that has not tasted defeat since he's been in an Islander uniform.
Marsh with Crossman, and up front Derek Smith with Brown and Craven. Islanders wrap it in, put heat on Crossman, who works up the far side and drills it through past everyone. That'll be an icing. That's a legitimate call. They're booing here, but the Islanders would have had to come up with some sleight of hand to control that one.
Either that or has to put a ball glove on the end of his stick to catch it. Dave Brown has seen spared action here tonight along with Joe Patterson, but they've been a very big part of the Flyers over the last 5 games. They started the third game in the Madison Square Garden. And with him in the lineup, other teams do not take as many liberties with the Flyers as they had in the past.
Still Crossman and Marsh, but now it is Zezel with Craven and Sinisalo. The Islanders counter with Keller, Kortko, and Alan Kerr, Boudelier, and Morrow. The only break Flyers of the 6 penalties called have had 2 power play opportunities, close but no cigar. Zezel against Roger Kortko. Puck goes off to the far side. In the corner, Alan Kerr is tied up, and Zezel comes out of the pack with the puck. Start up a 4-on-3 right up the middle as the Flyers' wings are picked up. Haller just takes down Craven. Drop pass to Crosman, is shot right in front. Score by Sinisalo.
.43 is the time, and the whole job was done by Peter Zezel. Zezel went in and he took out the goaltender along with Boudelier, which enabled Sinisalo to come in and pick up the rebound. But he just picked it up deep in the Flyer zone, dropped it to Crossman, who took the shot, and then Zezel just jacked Kelly Rudy in front. Paul Boudelier was right near him, or else that could have been a goaltending interference call, but the only way the Flyers were able to get it past Kelly Rudy so far has been when he's been down and out, and Sinisalo picks up his third. Zezel and Crossman will get the assist.
And Bobby and Eurovetti have so often repeated a rebound, the first of the evening. Sinisalo picks up goal number 3 of the playoffs from Zezel and Crossman at 6:43. So that ought to give them a little boost. Now they have to be careful against yielding with a bad play. Now they come back down that left side. The man up the middle, but they go behind the net. Ron Sutter cut off by Putman. It's trailed around to the near side. Bourne can't handle it. And here comes Trottier up. Over the line, offside. The Islanders, as Bourne had trouble getting it through on the give and go to Trottier, and when he did, went in too soon. 7 minutes long, second period. Flyers 1 and the Islanders nothing.
Boy, that back check was so important, and then Lindsey Carson got back so quickly and so well to pick up Bossy, and that allowed McCrimmon to stay up and make the play, but the play was made by Carson, who was away from the puck, way over on the right wing side, picking up Mike Bossy, and that allowed the defense of McCrimmon and Howe to stand up and make that big defensive play.
Right now, Andy Van Helleman wants Potvin back on the ice as he made a quick change with Jonsson after the final change by the home team. Carson, Tocchet, and Ron Sutter along with Crossman and Marsh. Bossy, Trottier, and Bourne out there for the Islanders. Puck up for grabs at center ice, and we have a hand pass against New York.
Brad Marsh tried to put the old flea picker play in there. Just lob it up in the air and you use your speed to come under it. But Bershon is a little bit taller than that, just knocked him down and caused a hand pass. But the goal again, watch Zethel as he moves right in. Boudelier is on him, but not really hard, and he just decks Rudy. Just kept going, and that enabled Sinisalo to pick up the rebound. And Mudko was slow in getting back, although he had to come from all the way down in the other zone after he was down on the ice, and Zethel picked up the loose puck.
Born into the left wing corner. Bossy tries to center, goes behind the Trottier cut off. Born, as Bossy goes in front, wheels it around to the near side. Breaking away from the harassment of Lindsey Carson is Trottier. Then fights off Carson as the Flyers wheel it around. Islanders trying to get it in, but Trottier pivoted to go to the left point and falls over the line. Tocchet with a drive, and the rebound kicked right past Tocchet, and we get another stoppage of play as it appeared. Andy Van Helen thought that Kelly Rudy was hurt.
The Tocchet really loaded it up, and he hit the puck over the head down, the stick comes up, and he gets all of it. He gets it up in the breadbasket of the goaltender, Kelly Rudy. Get it up there, and a lot of times will knock the wind out of you, even though you have a belly protector pad on. When it's up that high and shot that hard, the goaltender can still feel it.
I think he was also trying to cradle the puck.
7:38 gone, second period from the Spectrum. Flyers 1 and the Islanders no score.
What he's doing now, I don't believe it really hurt him a lot, but now he just wants to calm things down a bit. The fans are getting really excited. The Flyers are starting to really cramp now, especially after the goal by Sinisalo. And that goaltender, if he can calm things down by freezing the puck or going down and having that trainer come out and look you over, it sometimes can do wonders for you.
Shots this period, 9-1 Philadelphia. Rudy says he's all right. Wayne Sutter now, a little discussion at the top of our picture with the referee, but Kerr, Bergen, and Propat, along with Marsh and Crossman, and the Islanders, Brent Sutter with Pinelli and Dwayne Sutter, and Morrow on with Boudelier. Offensive right circle, Bob Hodge from Galt, Ontario, 11 years in the league, at 40 years of age. Now look at Pinelli cheating in the circle,
Which is a good play, if you can get away with it.
They're always good plays until they catch you.
Now look, he's still in the circle. Now he goes to the other side. Still in the circle. And we got a false draw, and look like Bergen and Dwayne Sutter will go out, so it'll be Kerr and Brent Sutter make that. Kerr and Brent Sutter. Offensive right circle. Hodge wants the sticks down on the ice. Goes. Flyers dig it out at the skates. Kerr is there. Shovels it in on the net. Rudy steers it behind. And Dwayne Sutter will come up at center ice. The Islanders charge 3-on-2. Pinelli fights past Kerr's check. Into the zone and drive right on. Save made. Islanders whip it behind the net. Pinelli is cut off. That allows Bergen to wheel up on the far side. Too far. Kept in by Morrow at the point. Bounces went in on the net, and we're going to have a penalty. And it looks like it's going to be a hold against Philadelphia. And all of that on an innocent play that results in a penalty to Marsh and the Islanders' first power play with 8:01 gone, second period. Flyers 1 and the Islanders nothing.
Well, we talked about the pit area right in front of the net. And there's an awful lot of mucking going on in front of there, and Brad Marsh is trying to make sure that Tinelli couldn't get free. We had to grab a hold of his stick and didn't allow him to get to that loose puck. That's what Andy Van Hellemond called the 2-minute minor. You see it called sometimes, then you don't see it called at all. 8:01 is the time, and the Islanders on their first power play.
Marsh at 17 minutes total on the playoff year. The penalties are now 4-3 for New York. They're on their first power play against Philadelphia, 4 for 16. But all of that, most of that came Thursday night when they were 3 for 5. This is a pivotal play of this early first part of the game, where the Flyers have just scored, and to yield one back to the Islanders right away on the power play, it takes momentum away. Puck at center ice. There's a collision. Trottier fights off his man, and Brent Sutter will penetrate. There goes Pinelli for the net. Brent Sutter to Pinelli. He can't handle it behind. Mark Hout takes it off and should drill it down all the way past Johnson and into the Islanders zone as the Flyers send off Craven and Ron Sutter and bring out Propp and Sinisalo with Crossman and Howe. Johnson up through. Reverse pass by Sutter to Potvin. He's slowed down. The Flyers have a 2-on-1. They've got Sinisalo over the line to Prop. Prop in, shot. Oh, and a wonderful save with Rudy. And though it was loose on the near side, Andy Van Helleman, who was screened off the other way, blew the whistle.
Boy, I'll tell you, a great piece of penalty killing by the Flyers. They had a chance to 2-on-1, and Sinisalo made the most of it, getting it across to Prop, who's on the forehand. Prop's having a look. He takes that shot, and I think the puck hit Rudy as much as anything. He was looking around for it, wasn't sure where it was, and was out loose as Prop had to jam it home. By that time, the whistle had been blown, but Johnsson, the only player back for the Islanders, the shot was taken off the angle. Had plenty of time, got a lot on it. But Rudy was able to make that save and eventually cover up that loose puck. Flyers lead 1-0.
Sinisalo and Ron Sutter now as Prop will go off with Sutter taking the offensive circle face-off. Now back with Crosman, and the Islanders have Bourne out with Bossy, Trottier, and Boudelier with Stefan Pearson. 1:15 remaining on the Marsh penalty. 11-14 second period. The goal at 6:43. Sinisalo rebounding. As the Flyers get it back to the point, Crosman couldn't contain. Will skate back in the neutral zone, circle at his line, and fired off the left wing boards and in deep again. Down to 1 minute on the Islander power play. Pearson up on the far side, and here comes LaFontaine up through at center ice. Left winging it past. Bosse on the offside penetrates. Holds into the slot. Trottier tried a quick shot, and right there with him was Howe to deflect it out of the rink. LaFontaine came through and tapped Howe on the head with a stick accidentally, and Mark looked at him with daggers.
I don't know, sometimes they're accidents and sometimes they're not accidents.
Exactly. You wonder if the Flyers missed Dave Poulin. You think, well, they beat the Rangers. They have a 3-1 lead in the Islanders right now, but take a look at their penalty killing percentage. 69%. That's where Davey Poulin is his most valuable, in my mind, when he's out there killing these penalties.
Trottier, LaFontaine and Bossy. Jonsson now with Potvin. Fires Ron Sutter. The draw is taken by the Islanders. Potvin, he looks. Shot wide of the net to the far side. Potvin in a foot race with Ron Sutter. It's an even Steven as they try to tie up the puck. Howe in there, and it kicks free to Bossy. Bossy wants to circle, falls, tries to shovel it in front, gets up in a dandy play to the point, and then loses it as he fired at the center ice. And the Flyers take it there, and they break into the zone. Craven is right there, drive, hit the post on the long short side. He had Rudy beaten and hit the post. As the Islanders now 3-on-2 coming to the Philadelphia line. LaFontaine with Trottier. Drops. They look for the trailer. Near side Potvin. Drive. Where is it?
Off the post.
And up into the seat. So it's post for post.
Boy, that side says it all. Is right. Even savings time because it hit the goalpost. Craven on a blast with Rudy. At Dennis Potvin, of all the guys to have in the slot and hoping for that shot. And the Islanders are arguing now, wondering about that play. I don't see why they are wondering why it should be in there. But boy, I'll tell you, what a play Potvin did. He put the puck around Sutter, took that quick shot and hit the crossbar and went straight up in the air. At the other end, that's when Craven blasted the shot. Rudy was going left side, beat him on the short side, had him going the wrong way completely, and he didn't even see the puck. So, good for Cap.
12 seconds remain on the Brad Marsh penalty. Dennis Potvin with 54 lifetime playoff goals. Brent Sutter, Wayne Sutter, Kennelly with Jonsson and Potvin. Flyers have Zezel taking the defensive right circle draw with Crimmon and Howe and Sinisalo. Goes back to Potvin. Look out! Pick save by Philadelphia's Lindbergh. Centering pass. Scoots back to Sinisalo. Takes a whack at it, and it's off his stick or Jonsson's into the seat. And Andy Van Helleman says the faceoff will come at the top of the Flyers' defensive left circle with 4 seconds remaining on the Marsh penalty.
That original faceoff should have been outside because it went off Potvin's stick to crossbar and out. But they had it inside and it almost resulted in a goal. But Pelle Lindbergh made a beautiful goal save off that blast from Dennis Potvin. But that faceoff, the first one, should have been outside the Flyers zone. 4 seconds remain on the minor penalty to Marsh. 10:03 remains in the second period. The Flyers are leading 1-0.
Zezel, Craven, Howe, and McCrimmon against Sutter, the both of them, Finelli, Boudelier and Morrow. Morrow gets it, tries to shove it in. Flyers take it. It's taken by Brent Sutter. He's behind the net. The penalty's over. Look out for the stuffer. And he's cut off in pursuit, and the Flyers wiggle it up to center ice. Craven on a nice effort. Through at the line. Wings to the left. A wraparound behind the Islander net. Zezel is there. Tied up, but it rolled through to Sinisalo. Tries to center. Craven goes back behind to Zezel. Zezel look out in front. Backhand shot. Save. Rebound. They whack at it. Where is it? It's still up for grabs. They score. But not. Andy Van Holloman clearly blew the whistle and waved the wave off. That will not count.
This will be interesting to watch in the replay because Sutter was drilling Zezel from behind. And Zezel was in the crease. There's no doubt about it, but so was the puck.
You're allowed to go into the crease after the puck. You cannot be standing in the crease when the puck arrives there to score. But you can go into it. And Zezel was moved around in front. He had all the time in the world. He took the first backhand. Rudy made the save. And then Marsh had a chance to get at it. Zezel did as well. The puck seemed to be still loose. That's when Andy Van Hillman blew the whistle, just as Zezel jammed it underneath Rudy and into the net. So the whistle had blown before the goal crossed the puck crossed the goal line.
They said whistle had blown. Correctly so. Andy Van Hellman out of Winnipeg. First referee in league history to wear a helmet, I think by choice or by request. Mike Keenan making the play of why not?
Well, we talked about Poulin and his importance in the penalty killing team. Looks he'd rather have traded that shirt and tie for one of those orange and white sweaters, believe me.
Bergen, Propp, and Kerr along with Marsh and Crossman. Court go out with Keller and Ellen Kerr with Potvin and Pearson. Flyers win the draw. That's been a big factor for them tonight. Try to slap it in, but Alan Kerr blocks off. But Propp is there to swing back. Lifted into the zone along the near side on the wrong side of the curling and turning Timmy Kerr. Now on the right wing, Potvin outlets through to Keller on the left wing at center ice. At the line, tries to go in. Stop. And the puck is taken back the other way by Kerr. He's one-on-one with Pearson. Let's see if he tries to muscle him. Shoots. Not much on that one from a distance out to the front left of Rudy, but he flecks it up into the seats for the stoppage of play.
Anytime you got a one-on-one with a defenseman in the National Hockey League, it's very, very difficult to beat him. What they want to do is they want to put you to the outside on the forehand and then just take the body. That's exactly what Pearson did. The shot was taken. Rudy made the save, deflecting it up into the stands. Flyers leading 1-0, but just prior to that, Timmy Kerr, he's on the outside. This is where Pearson wants him. Put him off the outside, put him off to the angle. He takes that shot. And again, the goaltender, Rudy, out challenging Timmy Kerr, the shooter, was able to make that save and deflect it up into the stands. The face-off will be in the Islander zone to the left, goaltender, Kelly Rudy.
Ron Sutter with Carson and Tocchet, McCrimmon and Howe. Out there, the Islanders go with Trache. He takes the draw. Flyers win it to the near side. Then Tocchet runs into the linesman, gets it behind the net. It clears back to the near side to Tocchet. Tocchet looks in front. Tip, whoop, open net side shot by Carson, but he was at the back side of the net, couldn't find the handle. And then the Islanders break out. Up on the right side, they've got Bossy carrying the puck through at the line. Rolls into the near corner. He's got Trache in front. Goes behind. Trache looks to center, cut off. And then McCrimmon wraps it back to the point. It'll be kept in by New York. Offensive right corner, Deneen. Out takes it away and gets it up through. Ron Sutter with Tocchet. They had a 2-on-1, but Sutter's pass hit Tocchet in the heel. Now Sutter has the trailer. Comes to McCrimmon with a drive. Good save by Rudy. As the Flyers' Tocchet behind the net is cut off, so is Ron Sutter. He's tripped up. Falling on him is Trache. Flyers trying to come from the backside of the net. Deneen a good job. Now Sutter minus the helmet. Breaks it loose. Looks to play it to the near side. It's checked hard. Beautiful effort by Trache. But now Carson tries to come out. The Islanders finally dig it away. Marvelous action and get it to center ice. Flyers shoot it back in, and that's an offside. Maybe one in deep as Sutter was in well before Carson had a chance to do anything. 8:05 remaining second period. Flyers 1 and the Islanders nothing.
Flyers have outshot the Islanders 13-5 in this second period, and they've taken the play away from them in the last half of this period. They've been doing it by really getting on the Islanders. They've been trying to keep that four-man into the play, and it's enabled the Flyers to break out a lot of times from a 2-on-1. McCrimmon shot just hit the backside of the net when it appeared that it had gone into the short side on Kelly Rudy. 1-0 Flyers lead, 8:05 remains.
Islanders go LaFontaine, Gillies, and Nystrom with Boudelier and Morrow. Then the Flyers have Brown on along with Derek Smith and Murray Craven with Croston and Marsh. Flyer defense at center ice lifts it in. There goes Brown in after it along with Boudelier. Boudelier had his eye on Brown, almost forgot the puck. But the Islanders make a nice move, and Boudelier finally gets it up to Nystrom and through to LaFontaine at the Philadelphia line. Into the zone. He's got Nystrom up front, and the puck hits away. Shot by Gillies. Wonderful save by Lindbergh on one of those deflected opportunity shots. Nystrom along the near side. On a give and go, there goes LaFontaine spinning into the corner. Trying to get past Crosman in front. It kicks out to the near side. And the Flyers, Derek Smith in the slot, able to shovel it down as Gillies goes off, and on comes Tonelli. As the Flyers work the Nystrom through to LaFontaine into the Philadelphia zone, cut off by Marsh. Marsh jabs it just to center as Nystrom had knocked it down but couldn't control. Then the Islanders fire from center ice, deeper along behind the Philadelphia goal line. Crosman up on the near side to Craven. Craven turns it to center. There is a loss by Potvin, shot by Derek Smith in the right circle, and for the second time within 3 minutes, Kelly Rudy erases a mistake by Dennis Potvin.
He got the puck up a little bit too high. Derek Smith had an opportunity, a good one at that, but he took the shot off the angle, but he got it up into the catching area, the glove hand of Kelly Rudy, and he just got the big glove out there just like picking a cherry off a tree, and was able to make that save. But just prior to that, down at the other end, you talk about the importance of goaltending. Well, all alone is big number 9, Clark Gillies, just takes that shot quickly, and goaltenders Pelle Lindbergh beat him at point-blank range. Again, a good opportunity. Gillies is right there. Pelle looking him right in the eye. 1-1. Shot was taken. Lindbergh reacts quickly, making that skate save.
Zezel has set up Sinisalo for the only goal of the game at 6:43 of this period. Crossman getting the other assist is on. Prop left, Sinisalo right with Crossman and Howe. The Islanders try to come out once, try to come out a second time, and falling on the puck was Tonelli. Gets up. Flyers have 4 men within 15 feet up along their offensive right side and get a standoff.
The exuberance of youth. But that's something you got to really keep in check. And we talked about that earlier in the game, of trying to do too much. Sometimes you want to get over there and help out all the time, and especially if you're not getting a lot of ice time, you're only getting on maybe every 4th shift, and that's what Patterson and Brown have been able to do. But discipline, poise, and confidence is what it takes, and the Flyers have shown an awful lot of that throughout this season.
Zezel, Sinisalo, Derek Smith, McCrimmon, and Howe. Tonelli on with Bossi and Brent Sutter. And there's a giveaway in front by Potvin, and had Zezel in position, but he couldn't control. Wraps it around behind the Islander net. Philadelphia's Derek Smith in there along with Sinisalo. It picks to Brent Sutter. Tabassi has trouble once, pivots and rolls it, but not out. Zezel keeps it in. It's checked by Brent Sutter, and there it's rolled through at center, and Bossi almost had a 2-on-1 as he tried to shovel it past Howe and break up ice. Howe just broke it down as Tonelli now digs it out. Tries to work into the zone. Works left. McCrimmon cuts him off, and Howe takes the puck and fires it down that left wing side. Taken off by Pearson. He has trouble getting it out. Flyers working along their offensive left side. Derek Smith in there with Sinisalo trying to break it free. It's up for grabs. Then Bossi is in there getting his stick on it. Finally it kicks still in at Maley right at the hash marks, offensive left corner for Philadelphia. And we get a standoff with 6:03 remaining second period. 1-0 Philadelphia.
Boy, I'll tell you, that's the type of play that can really tire you out. You're using all your muscle. You're pushing and shoving with your upper body, and you're keeping your feet and your balance and your strength on your skates with your legs. And I'll tell you, nothing like that can really awfully tire a team out in a hurry if it's done all the time. You know, there's a limited number of Flyers season tickets available for next year. If you've never had a season ticket before, now's the time to act. Just call the Flyers tomorrow morning and have your name placed on the list for season tickets. The number is 215-465-4500.
Islanders are using all of their 18 skaters. Flyers are seldom using Brown, not using Patterson much, not using Hospodar and Dvorak. Can that tell later on?
Hasn't all year.
Kerr against Trottier, who gets it back to Deneen, circles and wheels it around away from Prop to his own left corner for Bourne. Back the other way to Deneen, has an outlet and gets it through to Dwayne Sutter at center ice. Coming with Janssen and Trottier over the line, offside, Islanders.
Again, the back checkers were back quickly, picking up the wingers, allowing the defenseman to stand up and challenge the blue line. If you play that way, it makes it an easy night, an easy game for your defenseman, your goaltender, because that's where you want to make your play. You don't want to give away that defensive zone and back into it and let the Islanders come to you, because if you do, they will come.
Dwayne Sutter's been relatively quiet here tonight. He caused a lot of trouble up in the island for 2 games. Really did his job well. He was a thorn in the Flyers' side, you could say.
All right, they have Bourne out there with Dwayne Sutter and Trottier. Defensively, Janssen with Deneen, and the Flyers now going forechecking. Have Carson with Pocket and Sutter, Marsh and Crossman. Trying to work it out of that offensive corner. Sutter is there, and Trottier tries to wheel him. He comes to the near side, looks to put it in front, a jam shot. And Rudy covered the post to his left as Deneen shot Lindsey Carson over the hip of his goaltender.
Well, anytime you see the Islanders trying to freeze the puck against the boards in their own zone, to me that's telling me that the Flyers forechecking is much better this period than it was last period, because what they're doing basically just trying to cover up and not turn the puck over with the Flyers wingers right on them. There's nowhere to go.
You know, it'll be interesting to see what E.J. McGuire has to say. He'll be our guest in the next intermission, and they have been able to get in there a little quicker against the Islanders, and they've been using their strength. Now, Sutter just trying to out-muscle Brian Trottier, and that's one of the toughest things in the world to do, out-muscle Brian Trottier. But they also have been able to get in there. It doesn't appear to me, Eddie, that the wingers of the Islanders are holding up the Flyers' forechecking as well this period as they did in the first, or else they're not able to. The Flyers maybe are giving that little extra effort. But maybe E.J. McGuire will have a better observation.
Kerr prop centered by Bergen along with McCrimmon and Howe. Brent Sutter out with Kortko and Kerr. That's Alan Kerr with Morrow and Boudelier. The Islanders tap at the center. Howe waits. Drives it right back in off the right board. Boudelier is going to be chased by Bergen, who's cut off by Morrow. And here comes Boudelier. He's rushing at center ice at the Flyer line. He's got an opening, going to go right on through. And finally, the puck was tapped off his skate and rolls into center ice as Kerr wheeled the wrong way. Here comes Kerr back, a shot. Wide, look out in front! And a shot over the top of the net by the follow-up of Anders Keller. Just that little laxity as the Flyers then get it into the neutral zone. Potvin challenged by Kerr, fires it off the far boards. Marr will take it back in, shovel at the center ice where it's up for grabs. The Islanders play through, and Potvin will go over the line, drop pass, there's no shot. The Islanders perk it to the far side. Puck takes it there, shovels it to the blue line, and the Islanders, all Potvin can do is jab it back in along the left board. The Flyers get it to center. The Islanders now seem to be coming a little stronger as they wheel it up on the right side. Through to Keller, offensive right corner. There goes Kortko for the net as Keller is tied up by McCrimmon. The puck jammed up by Kortko. In there is Craven. The four of them battle in the Flyer corner to the left of Lindbergh and get a standoff with 4:13 remaining second period. Flyers 1 and Islanders no score.
Murray Craven is very aggressive along the boards, not allowing the Islanders to gain control of that puck and move it out into the slot area. He was able to hold the Islander forward to a standoff, forcing the face-off to the left of goaltender Kelly Lindbergh. 4 minutes and 13 seconds remaining here in the second period. The Flyers are leading the Islanders 1-0.
Getting nervous, Eddie?
I can't believe it. I have been all day long. Chicago's out ahead of Minnesota also in the first period, 1-0.
LaFontaine with Nystrom and Gillies, Deneen and Janssen. The Flyers have Zezel, Craven, Derek Smith with Marsh and Crossman. Defensive left circle. Bob Hodges, the linesman, wants to set. Sticks down in the proper position with the outer edge of the face-off dots. Almost as if he's giving them the clinic now. Got him position. Here there's certainly fine young stars of this league for the 80s. LaFontaine and Philadelphia's Peter Zezel. Clark Gillies, one side, wearing the helmet, Bobby Nystrom. Original Island. There's a rugby scrum back to the point. Shot deflected behind. There's a centering pass and a shot blocked. The Islanders trying to dig it out. Keeping his skate on it beautifully with Peter Zezel. When he was down, would not let them jab it out on the rebound off the skates. In there working was Clark Gillies.
Well, again, the importance of the face-off, especially in your own zone, you've got to gain control of it. Otherwise, what can happen is that the Islanders get control of things, get a good opportunity on net, but that time Peter Zezel made a good play as Kelly Lindbergh made the original save. The loose puck was laying out to the side of the circle, and he was down on the ice covering that thing up with big Clark Gillies all over top of him, trying to jam it loose.
Same unit out there. Zezel against LaFontaine. 4:04 remaining second period. 1-0 Flyers. Puck is dropped. Islanders scooted back to the point. Dineen looks for the shot. Knocked down in front by the body of LaFontaine, who's stripped of his helmet. And the Flyers then drill it to center ice. Islanders have it there. There's a knockdown at center. The Islanders nice from over the line. He's got a right circle. He looks for a man in front. Knocked away nicely by Philadelphia's Zezel. And the puck kicks out at the right side where it's played by Sinisalo to Craven. Over the line, down that left side against Dineen. Nice riding him off as it appeared that Craven had a half an edge on him. Now Janssen coming back along with LaFontaine at the fly line. He beats his check. Puck rolls into the slot and the Flyers get it up to center and jab it over the stick. Meister, they say it bounced, so he had no play. And as it hits the Islander end zone and the goal line, we have an icing as it's touched up by Gordy Dineen. 3:22 remaining in a heart-thumping game. The Flyers leading 1-0. And again, if you've been away somewhere in the wilderness, the Flyers win this game. They eliminate the Islanders, move into the Prince of Wales Conference Finals, which is actually the Stanley Cup semifinals against either Montreal or Quebec. If they lose, then they go back to Ireland for Game 6 on Tuesday. That's the stakes, and they're big.
Flyers right now are out shooting the Islanders 15-6 here in the second period. They've also picked up their only goal of the game. Sinisalo is third of the playoffs, with Crossman and Zezel picking up assists. Time of that goal was 6 minutes and 43 seconds. Other than that, it's been a defensive struggle with outstanding goaltending.
Pocket Carson and Ron Sutter. Bourne with Wayne Sutter and Trottier. Defensive right circle. Flyers win it, but McCrimmon can't handle. Goes to the point. Shot on Lindbergh. He steers it to the near side. McCrimmon tries to jab it out and gets it through to Ron Sutter. Strip. There goes Bourne up the slot. Shot. Kick save. And the Flyers overskated as they got too far up ice without the puck, and it was kept in by Trottier and by the Islanders. There's a check behind the net, and then McCrimmon, when he was down and right there, Bourne with a chance to make a play out of the offensive left corner, shoved the puck under his body illicitly but unobserved with 2:58 remaining, and the Islanders came close.
Anytime you have a turnover in your own zone, you never know what's going to happen. The Islanders probably had one of their better opportunities, but again, Kelly Lindbergh made that save, and Brad McCrimmon is talking to Hodges, the linesman, about the call in the corner. It looked like the puck was loose. McCrimmon may have pulled it back underneath his body, but the face-off will be taken in the Flyers zone, and we keep talking or harping on the importance of the face-offs. Well, with 2 minutes and 58 seconds remaining in the second period, Flyers leading 1-0. You've got to win these clutch face-offs.
Potvin with Pearson, Bossy, Canelli, and Brent Sutter. You've got to figure on more than one goal, Eddie. The Flyers will go with Peter Zezel taking the face-off. Sinisalo, Craven, Marsh. They get it back to Potvin. Shovels it over. There's Pearson with a drive off the stick of Craven. Flex it on a high fly into about 20 rows at the end. Islanders will get a face-off about 10 feet high from the top of the inner arc of their offensive right circle with 2:53 remaining second period.
Craven showed good anticipation on that play. Potvin got the puck off the draw, and Craven anticipated, moved towards Pearson, was able to deflect that shot.
Zezel and Brent Sutter. Puck is dropped. Brent Sutter tried to go to the defensive position, but Pearson went inside. The Islanders take it out, and they go to Tonelli. Tonelli a shot. Again, this catches the stick of Crossman from the top of the offensive left circle of the Islanders and goes into the end seat.
Some happy Flyers fans were able to take home a souvenir of the playoff game this evening. The Flyers keeping the Islanders outside around that perimeter, off to the angle. They can shoot there all night long, and either the defenseman will be able to make the play on him, as Crossman did, or your goaltender, Kelly Lindbergh, will be able to handle the shot. You do not want to let him penetrate the slot area.
Zezel, Sinisalo, Craven, Crossman, and Howe. Brent Sutter gets it back to Janssen. There's a shot, knocked down in front. They shovel it over, and no play made as finally the Flyers gathered it in. Craven up on the left wing, fires it wide of Rudy, who grabs, to prevent a rebound coming off the boards to the breaking winger Sinisalo. And then as he tries to come out with it off the near glass, caroms it into the seats. Flyers will get an offensive right circle face-off with 2:30 remaining. Second period. Penalties in this period even at 1. Islanders have 4 of the game 7. Shots 15. Philadelphia, game total of 25. The Islanders 8. Game total of 19. And the 1 goal again. 6:43. Sinisalo rebounding Crossman's shot with Zezel getting the other assist. Sinisalo's third of the playoffs.
Gene, this is old-fashioned playoff hockey. 1-0 late into the second period. Not any of those 8-7s or 7-6 games. This is really what playoffs, at least in my opinion, are all about.
When I was a real fan, I couldn't take this. I'd shut the radio off and say I'd wait till I heard the final on the sports. Islanders coming out. There's a pass at center. Tonelli. It missed Brentsutter, so they drop back to Jonsson. Jonsson at the line. Shot off the glass behind Lindbergh. And Bossi with a good play tries to center it, and Philadelphia's McCrimmon gets it up through at center ice to Prop. The Islanders there, and then they get it up the middle. There's Kerr. He's got Prop in. Drive, and Rudy is equal to that. It bounces in front. And no rebound for Philadelphia as the Islanders work it up on the far wing. Bossi waiting for help. He's got Dineen with him. Over the line, he's got Dineen in, right in front, and he shot wide at a bad angle. And Prop tries to get the rebound to center right. Does to Bergen. Bergen on a breakaway. He's gone right on in. And then he shot wide. I don't know whether Spinelli got his stick, but the Islanders then shoot it all the way down into the Flyer zone. Bossi in there. He skated off. Flyers battling for it in the corner, and it tips off the skate of McCrimmon along with Roger Kortko out of the rink, and we'll have a neutral zone face-off. Did Bergen have that one tipped, or did he just shoot wide?
I don't know, Gene. I think that basically he had it on his backhand. He was trying to get it across to his forehand. He's coming down the boards. The puck is a little bit behind him. Pulls it over to his forehand. All of a sudden, he's right there. He takes that shot, but it was way wide of the net as Tonelli was getting back into the play.
1:35 remaining second period from the Spectrum. Flyers 1, Islanders no score. That's your score at 1-0 Philadelphia. 1:35 remaining in the period. Of course, with this score and the significance of the game, every thrust up ice for New York and for the Flyers is scary for either team. One could give the Flyers insurance, one could get the Islanders tied, and they've come close. To the near side, Kaller bats it around behind the net. Marsh makes a good play to take the check from Alan Kerr and then lift it up ice. It skips through past Morrow. Foot race, Derek Smith right out in front, and Morrow couldn't beat him, then ties him up as the Islanders get it up to Kerr at center ice from Boudelier. Into the zone, Kerr falls. Then Zezel makes a foolish play as he was a foot from the line, Eddie. Instead of throwing it out, he throws it back to his defense, who are well picked up. But that's inexperience. But deep in the Flyers zone, last minute of play. A wraparound kept in at the far side by Alan Kerr. At the point, Islanders try to dig it out to go in deep. They battle for it in a rugby scrum, trying to break it loose as Kortko, but it's Flyers right there. Derek Smith, the jab at the center ice. As the Islanders go to Kortko, looking for Anders Kaller on the near side. Up the middle, into the zone. He's got a break-in man. Potvin. Oh, and he was right in on top and lost control. To the point. They work over to Morrow, a shot. That's blocked off by Zezel. And Zezel this time makes sure to get it in the center right. But Potvin was in alone on the left wing. Now Marsh penetrates. Looks to go at the side of the net. Shot. Rebound off Marsh to the near side. He's tied up with 20 seconds left. Flyers trying to make sure that Marsh picks up his defensive position as the Islanders roll it up ice with 13 seconds left, 11 in the period. There's a play up to its center. Ron Sutter into the zone, and the play is offside as Ron tapped it back as he was backing into the offensive end with 7 seconds left, second period. So, Eddie, looks like we're going to go in with the slimmest of margins.
I would have to think so, because the face-off is out in the neutral zone. Only 7 seconds remaining. You're going to be looking at a third period starting at 1-0 in favor of the Flyers, with everything on the line for the Islanders.
Sutter, Tocchet, and Carson for Philadelphia. McCrimmon and Howe. Islanders go Potvin, Bourne, Pearson, Dwayne Sutter, and Brian Trottier. Boy, I tell you, there was Potvin in. Oh. And whether he fumbled it himself or the puck skipped, it was a gift to Philadelphia in that situation. Puck is dropped, back at the Islander line. They shovel it near side. Potvin may fire from center ice to see if he gets lucky, but waits too long. Does drive it in after the blue light comes on to end the second period. Penalties are 1 apiece. The goal, Sinisalo is third from Zezel and Crossman at 6:43. Flyers 17 shots, a game total of 27. The Islanders 8, a game total of 19. So we go through 40 minutes of play at the Spectrum. It's the Flyers 1 and the Islanders nothing, as we'll go downstairs to Bobby and his guest after this.